Coming up next is Marvel News number 73, an all-creator roundup. And in it, we have stories on Marvel artist David LaFuente and some of the specials and projects that he's got coming up. Iron Man 2.0's Nick Spencer and the contract he signed with Marvel. Mark Millar is going to be doing more work at Marvel at some point in the future. Not quite yet, but it's coming. And we have a man who hasn't worked at Marvel in a couple of years, but he's coming back. It's a big name. He does a lot of war stuff over Dynamite along with some other stuff. You may have heard about him and some of his other boys. Until then, though, stick around because we'll be back in 60 seconds.
That really was a tease, Kyle.
Lots of stores can make lots of claims about themselves, but only I can make the claim that nobody has ever paid full price for a new comic here at Alternate Reality. Since 1994, every new comic that's walked out the door has been discounted 15% off. So if you want to save 15% off your new comics, there's only one place to come, and that's Alternate Reality.
Why not get in on the latest Marvel news? I mean, they know everything about you.
See that the humans remain entertained until the end.
Marvel News, episode 73, The Trick of the Tirade.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for
Marvel News.
Marvel
What
News.
is your problem?
Marvel News
Try to start your heart.
is coming.
It works.
Oh, see? Working fast.
We didn't know.
Marvel is coming from
If I'm
Alternate Reality.
standing, it works.
Marvel News is coming from Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount
You're
Greenwood.
still over there.
Alternate Reality, all new comics 15% off every day for everyone. You bet your ass I'm still here. The only store that hasn't moved in the last 3 years. I'm still here.
Still standing.
And this is an all-creator roundup of Marvel News, and our first story up involves Ultimate Comics and David LaFuente.
Yes, David.
I got that one right.
Yay!
Ultimate Comics Spider-Man
Say
artist
Visor.
David LaFuente
Same Isaac.
and Brian Bendis are going to be doing some annuals and specials because Bendis and everyone has come to a realization
Yes.
he's better on specials. He doesn't have to do monthly books as he's not a monthly artist.
Not a monthly guy.
He's not. Now, LaFuente is also working on an X project which will be announced relatively soon. Now, if you're wondering, well, what about Sarah Pichelli? She was the other person who's working on Ultimate Spider-Man.
Bo,
Yes?
what about Sarah Pichelli? She was the other person working on Ultimate Spider-Man.
Well, she and
And
Brian
she sucked.
Bendis, well, no, she didn't suck. She's a very good artist.
Terrible art.
Sarah Pichelli and Brian Bendis are working on a major fall project, so I guess it's whatever's following up Fear itself. That's not even, that's Chris Samney. It's a fill-in artist.
Well, it's nice.
That's not her.
He ought to
It's
do.
Chris Samney.
He ought to do more.
He was working on that Thor, first Avenger book.
Okay. Next up, Iron Man 2.0. This book right here.
It's not War Machine.
It's War.
He's
You
not
bet
War
your
Machine.
butt it's War Machine.
He's Iron Man 2.0.
He's Iron Man
damn it.
2.0 because if they put War Machine on the cover, it really wouldn't sell.
Yeah, Marvel. No.
It's not a-
But you stick War Machine in and call it Iron Man 2.0, gold, baby!
Scorcher.
It's being written by Nick Spencer, who recently signed
Nick
a
Spencer?
Marvel exclusive.
Did he?
Yes.
There's
Now,
his
Now, why is he not at DC?
well, he is at DC because the
CBC News.
exclusive that Nick
Here we
Spencer
go.
signed at Marvel allows him to continue working on Morning Glories.
He's gonna blow!
Mount
It allows
Rainbow.
it allows him to work on other independent projects, and because the people at Marvel happen to like what he's doing on Thunder Agents, they don't have a problem with him working on that book at all.
How is that as an exclusive?
It's because these are pre-existing contracts.
Oh, okay. So
And
if they expire now, Marvel owes them.
Right. So basically, and
Slap
Spencer,
the irons
probably
on him.
Spencer said he can write like 4 books a month. He said he writes a lot, so I don't know, but he's going to keep working on Thunder Agents, which is apparently one of the books that the Marvel people go to the comic shop on Wednesdays. That's one of the books they pick up when it ships. They really love it. Now I don't know what are sales on Thunder Agents. Are they good?
Lousy.
Oh well. Well, apparently the only people buying it are comics professionals, so I don't know how long DC's going to stick around with it.
Lousy, and this isn't DC News, it's Marvel News, but DC has a new plan for when they cancel a book. If you're not pulling your weight, you get canceled. Other books aren't going to carry you. I would bet that this is probably one instance where DC would let Thunder Agents keep going, no
Even
matter
if
how
it's
bad
only
it
me buying
sells.
it.
No matter how bad it sells, because it'll make Nick Spencer happy, and they didn't make him happy on Supergirl.
No, they didn't make him
And
happy.
if these are good, people like to catch up on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with Thunder Agents, just doesn't sell. I mean, the book is good. The book is good.
Yeah, it's a great
People
book.
just don't care about it because there isn't a bat or a guy in a red cape with a red S on his chest.
Then
Maybe
you can't
it's
really, you can't get that attached to people because they're all going to die.
Yeah. Well, there's that too. There's that too.
But
Anyway,
that's a good place.
more with Marvel news. Hey, remember this? I just held it up 2 stories ago.
Yes, you did.
What?
It's back again.
Doesn't look familiar.
Death of Ultimate Spider-Man.
After Death of Spider-Man, Mark Millar will only work on creator-owned projects and Millar will stuff, but he will return to Marvel later. Most of the creator-owned projects will probably be released through the Icon label. Now, you remember you did the basket case? Remember you called and annoyed the crap out of me?
Yes, and you
Okay.
gave me absolutely no information
Okay.
whatsoever
Now
about
it's right.
why Kick-Ass was late. I called him to ask him because I made Kick-Ass Volume
two.
2, 3, and 4.
Where is it?
Were all pushed back. It was in the basket case for 3/9/11. If you're curious about looking that up, and I asked him what's the deal with it, and he goes, "It's late because it's late, and that's all I got. It's late because it's late."
Now on March
Great.
on March the 9th, Mark
Yes.
Millar posted and explained what's up.
What's up?
Issue number 2 is at the printers right now. It's being printed.
Great.
John Romita Jr. is working on finishing off issue number 3.
Okay.
But the deal is that these are creator-owned books, and so they
Yes.
don't have the same sort of cachet as the regular mainstream Marvel books. And so Marvel has the artists working on these titles, working on stuff like Avengers and
So
New
like
Ultimates.
Powers,
Right.
This falls to the bottom
It's
of
a
the pile.
vanity project.
It falls to the bottom of the pile.
So it's not a priority over a Marvel.
No.
No, the scripts are in and they're working on it. But they said Romita's drawing it as fast as he can, but it's not a priority because they want to get, if Avengers doesn't ship on time, people get upset. If Kick-Ass number 2 doesn't ship on time, people go,
People
oh.
still get
They
upset.
still get upset, but not as much as they would
And
as if Avengers shipped
And you
late.
know what? Kick-Ass Volume 2 sells about the same numbers as Avengers. So we're not talking Powers, which sells probably 25 to 30% of what Avengers sells. Okay, Kick-Ass sells almost the same numbers as Avengers. So if you guys want to let it fall to the bottom of the pile, that's fine, but you're pissing off just as many people.
Well, plus you had a movie, so if you were going to get a bump, now was not the time to
Well,
be pissing around.
but then again, if the longer you wait to get Kick-Ass 2 number out, the more likely the sequel will be out. Now,
Well, hell, wait 2 years then.
now Millar said,
Bring issue 2 out this year and bring issue 3 out next
Do
year.
the stories coincide?
yeah. Now Millar said that it won't be a problem with his Millar World books because he's still all the artists working on those
Millarville?
books from
Is that what you said
DC.
that?
so
Did he say
so all the people
Marvel?
work at Millar World. They're
Say
called
say
Millar
that
World.
Filipino guy's name again. That's in.
Millar World.
Marvel.
So all the artists working on all 3 of the new Millar World books, they're all stolen from DC.
I'm sure that's the way Marvel looks at it. Millarvel.
Millarville. It was Marvel.
Last story we've got is Garth Ennis, and believe it or not, he is not staying in Marvel exile forever.
Well, he wasn't in exile. He was off doing the stuff for Avatar and the other people. It was sort of leaked at the Emerald City Comic Con. He's working on something for Marvel. Now, could he be the writer of the new Punisher series? Maybe.
I thought he pretty much burned himself out.
Or
in
he
Punisher.
could be working on some kind of war book, but he's working on a project which will be announced either at C2E2 or San Diego.
He does a lot of really nice war books. I've always said that Our Army at War Sergeant Rock is probably the best war book that has ever been produced by comics in the last 25 to 30 years. Just skipping over the EC stuff. But Garth Ennis writes some really, really good war stuff. He did over at Vertigo and now over at Dynamite. The stuff that he's done, the Tankies and the Red Witch thing.
All
Or
that
whatever.
stuff. All that stuff is cool.
All
All
that
stuff over
short
at
2,
Dynamite.
3, 1-issue stuff that he's done. That's all really good reads. If you have any interest in all war books, you really should pick those up.
But yeah, he's coming back to Marvel to hang out.
Okay. And that's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We have a story on the Jack Kirby Marvel copyright lawsuit, which we're not going to do here. You need to go to Week in Review Shop Talk for March the 9th to see that story. And that's what we'll be doing. That story is there because it's a big story and it broke this week. But until then, you can go to the store's website and check out everything we do. And where's the store's website at?
Oh, Sarah knows all this stuff.
You know, Comic Book Man, flying leaps are all the rage. www.myalternatereality.com.
So, go to the store's website and check out all of his news and all Sweet Dan Sweet's Marvel reviews. And until next time,
He just uses
This
that
is
excuse to
Bo.
beat you. That's all this is.
He's just a violent person.
and this is Comic Book Man who loves this guy to death. I've known this guy
He's a
since
violent person.
1978. And
What?
let me tell you something. This guy is as big a pain in the ass today as he was in 1978. And you know what?
Consistency, baby.
In 1978, I was doing this, and I'm still getting away with it. So until next time, it's Comic Book Man saying, bye! Alternate Reality is located at 3149 West 111th Street. That's the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in Chicago, the beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood neighborhood. You can always reach us at 773-881-HERO or at the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.